Well, buyers from all corners of the globe assembled here at Park Paddocks on Monday for what was day one of the eagerly anticipated and standout catalogue this year for the Tattersalls December Mares Sale. It was a new format this year with two inaugural Sceptre Sessions kicking off on Monday, comprised of the very elite of the mares in the catalogue, four of which on the opening day made over $500,000 guineas. The top price mare on the day was ARCHANGEL GABRIEL, who sold to Hunscott Stud for 800,000 guineas. She's an arch mare who was offered in foal to dual European champion St Mark's Basilica, herself already a black type producer through the exploits of Ville de Grace, who will in fact go through the ring tomorrow as part of the second Sceptre Session. Now, she was sold by Norris Bloodstock on behalf of Chris Humber and Hunscott Stud, with the latter buying out the former to the tune of 800,000 guineas.
It was time to dissolve the partnership. Chris wanted to do some other things, so class mare. Every single foal she's produced has made over six figures, and she's a class act. She was originally bought by Amanda Skiffington for Chris, and Chris offered us half a long way ago, long time back now. It went to Roger Charlton. She didn't race. But the thing about it for us is Stephen and I are both very keen on pedigrees with the outcross. And I mean, Arch over Princess Chris was just a complete outcross, which she is, and obviously that means we can go to any stallion in the world just about, and you know, that's her value, and we're lucky enough to get nearly perfect horses from her each time, and that's why she's worth the money she is.
Another of the highlights of this opening edition of the Sceptre Sessions was the dispersal of three mares from the late Evelyn de Rothschild's Southcourt stud, all three of which hailed from the family of dual champion older horse Crystal Ocean, the most expensive of which was Crystal Zvezda, a Dubawi mare and producer of exciting and progressive Sir Michael Stoute-trained Crystal Caprice, who sold to Stroud Coleman Bloodstock for 775,000 guineas. Whaler, from the same family and not now Cato listed winner, also sold to BBA Island for 550,000 guineas. Overseeing the dispersal was New England studs Peter Stanley, who ended the sale as the leading consignor so far, selling 12 lots for just short of 2.9 million guineas.
Well, Evelyn obviously died recently, and he was of an age that he needed to he was ready to give up and retire from his racing interests. You know, he was starting to live in America more time, but he loved it. He really did enjoy it, and it was a sort of passionate hobby for him, for his sister. They had so much fun doing it together over a lifetime. And actually, Evelyn goes back a very, very long time. His grandfather, believe it or not, started the Eclipse Stakes at Sandown in, I think, the late 1800s. So that really is a long involvement in British horse racing, and we've been very lucky to have him racing horses. He was truly one of the last great owner breeders, and I think the mares you just saw going through the ring, they were a great testament to him and his sister Rennie. I mean, they were a really beautiful bunch. Great walking, good looking, good boned, just wonderful batch of mares. Whaler, who is by not know Cato, who won the Eclipse for him and for his children, homebred, and you know, was very, very impressive. And Crystal Zvezda herself was an absolute queen. If we'd had the money, or I was looking after anybody else, we would have bought her ourselves, because she was absolutely gorgeous.
Well, the final mare to break the 500,000 guineas mark on the day was Inaugural, a motivator mare offered in foal to exciting young French sire Zarak, who sold to Jill Lamb Bloodstock for 750,000 guineas. The mare, who's already produced useful black-type performer Ottoman Fleet, was sold by Sarah Kamani's Fittock Stud, who also played a role as the purchaser of the mare.
Well, first of all, we go back a long, long way with the people who owned her, the Marinopolises, who had horses with us when we were training for many years, and they owned Presvis as well, who was a superstar for us. And so we go back a long way. They very kindly asked us if we'd like to sell her, which we were delighted to do so. She came to the stud about a month ago, and she's just the most lovely mare. We loved her to bits, and it was all very satisfactory, because it ended up with them retaining a third. We got a third, and Graham Smith Burnham from Newsells has bought the other third. So it's a very happy partnership, and she's a lovely mare. There's nothing not to recommend her. She's ticks every box, I think, and we love her.